So the main difference between like a new club that just popped out versus a club with a long history is how much respect it has from other clubs surrounding it.
Right.
So as I mentioned, if you're like a long time club, that means you have at least a few people who either like came out of your club or went to your club and became really popping off, you know, went on like news medias or just carried your club to the surface.
Right.
And that carries a lot of value in the host industry.
It's weird to me that Japan puts hosts on this like pedestal, but then you know how it is. If you're a woman doing the exact same job reversed, it's like
she's a hoe.
Oh yeah, it's like you know you're like the scum of society.
Yeah,
it's bizarre, really, because
it is very double standards for sure.
Even if we had that in the West, I don't think we'd be putting the hosts on TV and stuff like that. But in Japan, it's just like, dude, this guy's sick, bro. He like talks to girls all day. Oh, you're a woman talks to guys,
Gets
bro.
paid for it.
Bro. The fuck, you're disgusting. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
the fuck? Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
But I think as well, like
That stuff's
that's
really
like
bizarre.
going back to like Roland, right? Like I think the reason why it became like that is because in a lot of ways it's
Yeah,
because
because
of Roland.
you know, I think it's accepted that a guy can be like that, right?
Yeah.
At least in Japanese society, it's that's a character. They're like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
But if a woman acted the same way,
I think if there was like a female equivalent of Roland, it wouldn't happen the same way.
No.
Unfortunately.
You do have good examples of that, though. You know, a lot of huge cosmetic shachos right now come from Kebakura background
Right,
and stuff
right.
like that. But like you mentioned,
respect.
Roland's impact on this industry is impeccable.
Yeah.
Something you cannot measure with just numbers.
Yeah.
Also, he sold himself as a personality. As
Exactly,
Well, right? Like on
exactly.
TV.
More
Whereas
than
like we haven't
anything.
really had that for the female like Kabakura side.
No,
right? Yeah.
not at all.
So you join a new club, right? Let's say you're a rookie. You're shit at your job. Like, you're just terrible. What's the experience I would have being terrible in like one of the old, amazing, perfect, respected clubs versus being in a club that's kind of shit and like small and like just kind of like.
Would you even get a job in that sense?
Well, let's say you got it, right? Let's say you got it, and then
Yeah.
you started fucking up. Like,
Right.
you know, you couldn't get any clients. Like, how would they? Because I can imagine that they don't treat you they're not like, oh, it's okay. I imagine
They use the traditional
yeah,
method.
yeah. But I imagine the one that's like kind of worse off. It's like, oh, dude, it's.
I mean, the best example I can give is imagine being in like unknown ass fucking consulting company versus being in fucking Boston Consulting.
Right.
Right.
You know, the pressure.
that's a very specific example.
Yeah.
Look, the pressure you have at Boston Consulting doesn't derive from the fact that you suck, but it's because this is the company values we uphold. Are you reaching that standard?
Right.
Yeah.
If you're not, we have 1,000 other recruits outside lining up to take your placement. Versus an unknown ass club, it's like we could fire you, but we'll have nobody else.
We're literally paying people to
Yeah,
come and
exactly.
fucking
Yeah,
interview.
yeah.
That's the difference.
Right.
So like, how dangerous is the industry?
That's a good question. Yeah. I wanna know
Dangerous. Well, actually, that's a really great question because, from the old times, a lot of host clubs are known to have a lot of violence involved in them.
Yeah.
Meaning, if you're not performing well, if you're slacking, your boss might kind of like slap you around. And
Wait. What do you mean slap around? Like
Like a little like that or like a
Nah, bro. Like, I'm talking about that you're sleeping and they'll fucking bash your head and shit.
Wait,
like,
it's like fucking Goodfellas.
even in my host club, not within there, but previous to joining there, I've had stories told to me from those people there that they were kind of falling asleep and then they got smacked in the head so hard that their fucking tooth chipped and shit. Bro, like
just because they were sleeping.
yeah, exactly. Just because they were like not so responsive and whatnot.
Right.
And even within my host club, we would have like meetings to go over like statistics, who's billing well, who's a good herupa. Because even if you're not billing, if you're contributing so that girls are drinking,
Yeah.
they'll respect you.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
that means
Because you're doing your job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That means you contribute to the actual revenue.
Right.
But if you're just like you're not even catching girls outside, and when the girls sit with you, you're some boring ass motherfucker, they're gonna fucking bitch about it. And that's the
Right.
main way to make you quit. It's
Right.
by keep putting you on the spotlight and be like, you fucking suck.
They
You're
can't
not-
just tell you to like fuck off.
No.
because I mean, that's not the way Japanese people do it.
Then what? They like shame you publicly until you quit.
Bro, yeah, honestly, yeah.
That's fucked up.
Truthfully.
Man. That's so fucked.
I mean, regular companies do that too.
But that's because they have lifetime contracts.
Yeah.
It starts in school,
the same,
right?
bro.
Because
It's the same
like,
mindset.
If they're willing to like slap you in the head, why aren't they willing to tell you to not turn up to work tomorrow? I don't understand.
I love that. How it's like I
Yeah.
have no resistance to like actually smacking you in the back of the head, but I don't have the heart to tell you to quit.
It's like, we will do everything.
The thing is, why? If you prevail from this, agonizing pain.
That's such bullshit.
Bro, come on. It is a real, true phenomenon where if you're strong enough to prevail this challenge that's given to you, that means you could become a man.
I agree in some senses.
I don't know about
I think
that.
that only works in
Yeah.
shonen anime.
Tell me your pussy ass excuse. Come on, tell me.
Listen, there is a challenge, and there is being beaten up in your work.
Yeah.
Bro,
Well, you're not Mike Tyson, bro. You're not going you're not throwing hands at the club, man. Like,
host industry is not some fucking sugar-coated powder.
I'm not
Oh
saying.
no,
Hello
I'm not
Kitty.
saying.
I'm
not saying it is, but-
We've established that it's dodgy as fuck, and there
It is
are a
dodgy
lot of,
as
like-
fuck, and
yeah.
you have to know your street knowledge.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you don't have any street abilities, you're gonna get fucking bulldozed over.
Oh,
Yeah,
I understand
of course.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
But framing it as some form of it's a noble challenge that one must undertake to become. Oh, it's like, no, this guy wants
Is
to beat.
that the way I'm putting it, or
In a
Dude,
sense.
I'm putting it in a way that it's like rolling in the mud and wrestling until one of them chokes to death. That's the kind of challenge that you have to undertake.
Wait. Did you think that analogy was better?
I think it reflects the situation, or at least reflects the reality of the situation in a more.
So, do you think it's fucked up? It's fucked up, but you also think there's a point to it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's not fucked up, bro.
No, it's fucked up.
Look, who am I to judge?
You literally just said you're rolling around in the mud until one of them. Like I'm pretty sure, like gladiators did that back, like the Roman Empire.
But look, in any business, right? There is a reason as to why the whole thing transpired to become what it is.
Yeah.
I understand
And
that.
you have to respect what came before you. And,
course, yeah.
understand why it's the way it is. That's the whole, core of understanding what a culture is. If you
I
can't even
get
do
that, but then there are, sometimes there are cultures that should maybe be changed.
Just because something's been established doesn't mean you can't change the rules.
I feel Japan, though-
I'm sensing some woke bullshit.
No.
in here.
No.
Do you put him, she, it, whatever in your
no.
fucking Twitter profile?
No,
bitch?
I just think generally that I understand why these kind of stories can happen in the industry. I'm not going to say that it's fun, that it's not fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, Jan, let's just break this down. You're literally trying to say that getting your teeth kicked in is not fucked up.
Obviously, no. Obviously. See, okay,
You're saying it's not fucked up because it happened to my senpai. Like,
my sincere apologies for not making this clear. There is a huge difference between having a disciplined way of conducting your business versus violence, because violence is really frowned upon.
yeah.
No matter what, there's like,
shit, right?
Finally, a take I can agree with.
You're right, Jan. Water is wet.
How is like xenophobia and racism within the host?
Yeah, because I've heard.
there's plenty of that shit, man.
Yeah, because like I've heard that a lot of host clubs actually don't let foreign.
No,
in,
no,
right?
they don't, because like, what are they gonna do?
Well, I mean,
you
what if
mean?
they want to have like a good time trying to like
How?
interact with the locals?
You can't communicate.
If you can speak Japanese and you're a foreigner, will they let you in?
If you can't speak Japanese and you're a foreigner, you have a chance.
A chance.
You have a chance.
Yeah.
See, that's interesting.
I mean,
Survive the beating, and we'll give you a drink.
I mean, this is the same with almost all other Japanese businesses that are nightlife related. If you're
That is true,
If you're
yeah.
a foreigner, most likely they'll be like, and then not accept you.
Yeah. I mean, some restaurants fucking do.
Yeah,
this, right?
dude,
Like,
exactly.
let alone nightlife stuff.
This is like going back to the whole discrimination thing that I just mentioned. Like, is because you're a Hafu.
Am I now?
Yeah.
Oh yes, you are.
Yes.
Shit, I don't know, bro.
You like to know
I
where.
thought we're all being Mary Sue's here, you know?
So
Cut back to an hour ago. Yes.
I've seen Joey being a Hongo Josu like 5 billion times. And from what I've seen, yeah, Joey, I'm sure you can say if I'm right or wrong. If
Yeah.
you don't look 100% Japanese, they just assume you're like foreign, just fully foreign.
100%.
So how does that, because that comes into play a lot in Japan.
For sure.
know. So how does it come into play in a host club? That
How
must
many
be-
how many times
yeah.
were you Nihongo Josu'd at a host club?
Every single time.
But
Yeah,
like,
right.
So how surely they must, in some senses, they're like, oh, you're not Japanese, bro. You're like the gimmick, bro. You're a foreigner,
yeah. Each time.
So did you use that to your advantage, or did you like try and fight against it?
No. As I mentioned to you guys before, I had no interest in talking to girls who had no life experience or who had no interest in life experience. So I would come across some people that say like, I asked them, do you want to go abroad? I've been to this country, want to know more about it. And they're like, no, I'm okay with just staying in Japan. I'll be like, okay, next guy.
Weirdly common.
It happens a lot, bro. Happens a lot. But, I skip those girls because I have nothing that I want to talk to them about.
Yeah.
But until I find the people that want to know more about, living abroad.
Worldly things.
Yeah. That's when I shine.